Hello, my name is Tanika Mann with Tanika Mann and Associates, and today I have another video for you. So today we're going to be talking about the new BOI reporting requirement. And if you are unfamiliar, BOI stands for Business Ownership Information. This reporting requirement is being regulated through the FinCEN department, the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, which is a branch of the Treasury Department. So please be aware that this is not a IRS tax type of reporting requirement, or this is not something that is mandated through the state. This is straight from the feds, okay? And if you do not comply, we are going to talk about the consequences to that later. So please be sure to continue to watch this video to see if you need to be aware of this reporting requirement, if it applies to you. That way you can be prepared and make sure you get your report in on time. So why are we here, right? So recently, Congress passed legislation to combat drug traffickers, money laundering, entities or individuals that are setting up shell companies and moving money illegally or fraudulently. This legislation was recently passed. FinCEN is regulating this report, and basically they want to know who owns these companies, who is in charge of these companies. If I have any questions, who can I go to? Who can I put the blame on? Who is responsible for the money that is moving from the left to the right, from the right to the left? Where can I go? If you are unfamiliar, in some cases, when you form your entity, you don't have to always disclose who the owner is, the percentage of ownership. Every state does not require that information to be disclosed to outsiders or even to them. Sometimes you can have anybody form your entity for you and not disclose your information at all. Therefore, we have this reporting requirement. Unfortunately, it's going to impact a lot of small businesses. However, that's just because a lot of larger businesses like banks, certain financial institutions, companies who gross over $5 million or have a certain amount of employees, they have already been required to report with this particular agency. Therefore, the small business owners who are doing anything wrong are going to be impacted by this. Luckily, it's something that's easy. You just need to be knowledgeable about it so you can get your report in on time, okay? So who needs to be aware of this? If you had to go through the state to organize your entity, then this reporting requirement most likely is going to impact you. So if you have an LLC, a C Corp, or an S Corp, if you have a limited liability partnership, a limited partnership, or if you have a trust that you had to organize through the state, basically if you have to file like any articles of organization through the state, chances are this reporting requirement applies to you. Notice, I did not say a sole proprietor or a general partnership. If you have a sole proprietor or a general partnership, I recommend just verifying with a accountant or a business advisor. But as the literature looks now, if you have a sole proprietorship or a general partnership, you are not required to file this reporting requirement. However, like I said, just as the effective date gets closer, make sure you reach out to someone just to make sure that you are not included in these requirements. Okay, so back to what I was saying. If you want to know, does this apply to me? Ask yourself one question. Did I have to file articles of organization with the state? Did I have to go to the state for anything in regards of forming my entity? If you did, then chances are, yes, you do. So please continue to watch. Okay, so what am I reporting on this form? Okay, so the form is called BOI, Business Ownership Information. You're reporting who has ownership within the company, the responsible persons. So they are asking for the beneficial owner. The beneficial owner is someone who has substantial control in the business. So you're active in the day-to-day operations, you're hiring, you're firing, you have access to the money, you have access to make certain business decisions. They have clearly defined who a beneficial owner is, but as a starting point, ask yourself those questions. Of the owners, who has substantial control in this business? Also, who owns at least 25% of this business? They specifically said who has substantial control and who has at least 25% ownership in the business. Again, they have clearly defined what both of these terms mean. Per my research, they try to leave no stone unturned. They are not trying to leave a loophole or any space for someone to say, well, I didn't have to comply with this because of X, Y, and Z. So, starting point. Hey, did I have to file articles of organization with the state? Hey, who has substantial control in my business or this business? Who owns at least 25%? Once you answer those questions, you are closer to who must be reported on this form, because we are required to report the beneficial owners of the business. 2, who applied for this business? So if you had someone other than yourself apply to form or create the organization or register it in terms of foreign companies, then you may have to disclose that information to the FinCEN department. So 2 things they're asking for: beneficial owners and company applicants. Beneficial owners, people who have substantial control in the company and who own at least 25% of the company. Company applicants are those who file to create or register the business. The information that is going to be required of these individuals or entities are name, B-day, birthday, address, and some type of unique ID, driver's license number, passport number, and in some cases you may have to upload photo documentation of the unique identifier, driver's license number, passport number, yada yada. So what does this do? The effective date of this reporting requirement is January 1st, 2024. And so what that means is, as of January 1st, 2024, the reporting companies are required to submit a BOI report. And if your entity was formed prior to January 1st, 2024, you have 1 year to submit this report. So if your business was created prior to January 1st, 2024, your BOI report is due on January 1st of 2025. You have a whole year, but don't wait till the last minute. I'll say that one more time. If your company was created prior to January 1st of 2024, you have until January 1st of 2025 to submit your BOI report. If your company was created on or after January 1st of 2024, your BOI report is due within 30 days of the creation date. What is the creation date? The date the state says, hey, your business is active, it's organized in the state database, boom, you are fully legally able to do business within whatever state. When you get that document that says approved, you have 30 days from that day to get your BOI report in. If you organize your business on or after January 1st of 2024, your BOI report is due within 30 days of the creation date. And I'm repeating myself because if you do not comply with the reporting requirements, there are criminal and civil penalties that you could be liable for. So in extreme cases, you can go to jail. They have fines or penalties that can go from $500 per day, capped at $10,000 from what I have read. And nobody wants to pay that. If you are a small business owner, chances are you can't even afford that right now. And you cannot deduct penalties on your tax return, just to let you know. So please make sure you get your report in on time. They have been generous in giving those of us who already have entities a year to get this report in. They're not asking for too much. However, if your business has a lot of owners, like if you have a corporation or S Corp and you have like a lot of owners under your business, it may take you time to gather everyone's information. So just start thinking about that. So lastly, where are we going to report this to? Okay. So the FinCEN department, they are currently working on a portal, from what I read, to where we can go in and upload or fill out the form. This is going to be an electronic form. That's going to be through the FinCEN website. So they are currently working on that right now. They are also working on the legislation on who has access to this information. So as of now, it's not going to be a thing of where anybody can just log in and view your information of who owns your business and things of that nature. From what I read, they are going to require like a court. They're going to require like a court order for states and certain agencies to access this information. However, those regulations have not been released yet. However, something that they're working on, but just let you know when it is time for us to submit this report. It's going to be online through the FinCEN website and a special portal that they create. I'm not sure how often we are going to have to report this, but I do know that if you have any changes to your information, you have 30 days to report the changes. And if you don't report the changes, then of course you are going to be at risk for those civil and criminal penalties. So just in a nutshell, new BOI reporting requirement coming through. Is going into effect January 1st of 2024. It's going to impact entities that had to organize through the state. So LLCs, corporations, C Corps and S Corps, limited liability partnerships, some limited partnerships, and some trusts if you had to organize through the state. If you did not have to organize or form your entity through the state, then this is not something that you need to worry about. But of course, reach out to a accountant or a business advisor just to get confirmation of that, because you could, not complying with this report puts you at risk for civil and criminal penalties that are pretty hefty. So again, thank you for tuning into this video. If you have any comments, please leave them below. Don't forget to subscribe for more tax videos and business related videos. And if you are interested or you need some type of tax consultation, please use the link below. Thank you and have a good one.